Hey everybody, welcome to COPICafe episode 45. This is Rob Gregg here and Josh Jones here to talk to you about Cornucopias, which is our metaverse-based and NFT-based MMORPG game where you can fly around the world to different bubbles that these bubbles have lands inside of them, lands of different types. We've got custom domes where there will be a variety of different activities going on. We've got theme zone lands like Solace, and then we've got your own personal bubble that everybody gets at the start of the game, which is their own home base, and that'll start with 2 trees and a hammock. And you can build that up over time by going into the other zones, the other theme zones, and carrying out various tasks, etc. So that's for anybody that doesn't know who we are and what we're doing. It's a really amazing and fun project. And this is where we get together and communicate with our community on exactly what we're working on, any updates. We also occasionally talk about industry topics. We're going to try to do that a little more regularly here coming soon. And then we occasionally bring leaks into the equation where we leak something new that nobody knew about. So a lot of fun stuff with Cornucopias happening these days. Racing game is coming up very soon. One thing I will quickly do that before I forget is, Rob, what are you drinking today?
Oh, thought you'd never ask. Yep.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. So today I'm having a sin. This should never have been made. When I picked it off the supermarket, I got home and had a surprise. It's a Guinness, but 0% Guinness. Therefore, it's not a Guinness. I have no idea what it is.
It's an alcohol-free Guinness.
Yes. Guinness.
That's my kind of drink, buddy. All right. I have
It's just soaked my PC. Oops.
I have a Gingerade. This is I'm on a cleanse. You soaked your PC? God. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. Okay. Gingerade. This is delicious, by the way. I'm on a cleanse. My wife and I decide to torture ourselves every once in a while. And the way that cleanses work is the enzymes in the fruits and the vegetables, they release toxins. After you stop eating, your body doesn't have to use all this energy on processing food. It can focus on other things, and it kind of flushes your system of toxins, etc. Rob, this is funny. So are you about to get electrocuted? Okay.
No, most of it went on the floor. I'll send you a picture for the outtakes.
Water and electronics are just not a good mix.
It was wrong. I mean, who the hell has a Guinness out of a can for starters and a 0% one? I mean, it's the world is like, no.
A Guinness with no alcohol in it, and you're spilling it. So maybe you are a lot more effective with a little bit of booze. Maybe.
Yeah, but it's not booze.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I've spilt quite a few Guinnesses over the years, but never when I'm being completely sober.
All right, we'll get right into it. So, employee tokens. First topic of the day. We'll be announcing this in our Discord probably on Friday, when this video comes out, somewhere around there. But we'll give you guys the details of the release schedule. And what I'll say is that has been a giant hurdle that Ben primarily has been focused on, our director of finance, where you want to make sure your team is taken care of, that you're compliant tax-wise, and all the hoops that we had to jump through to make sure that we're doing that as well as we can has been a lot more of a process than I thought. So I'm really excited to have this finally underway, and we will, as always, be transparent with you guys. Share the release schedule there. But again, as a reminder, a majority of our team has elected to double, if not more, their vesting schedule, which is great. And I think really what it says is that we have a passionate team that is incredibly excited about what we're doing with Cornucopias, and very excited to get this to the final stages where we're taking care of our team and everybody's getting to participate in what we're doing here. So it's a real good thing. Next up on the list is partnerships. We've got vehicle wraps that we're going to be doing. We've got a partnership with Meld, we talked about. But tell us a little bit more about the vehicle wraps.
So we showed maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago how we're going to be able to wrap the vehicles. So we've been putting a lot more work into how that's gonna work. Eventually, we'll work on a way that players will be able to upload their own images and custom their own vehicles. But to start off with, we'll be doing wraps. Some of them wraps will be for partners, so other projects within Cardano and possibly other chains and other industries, Web2 industries, and probably some funky ones as well. Maybe, I don't know, maybe some rainbow wraps or some unicorn wraps. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, we're doing a lot of work in that area.
The wraps are going to be an exciting way for others to participate in branding and, for example, Meld being able to put their own wrap on and make it available to their community. There's a variety of things that we'll be able to do there that's going to be a lot of fun. And we have so many ways of people partnering with us and placing ads, for example, on the racetracks and different things like that. So this is somewhat of a call to action for anybody interested in partnering with us and buying ad space or having some exposure for their project that we're going to be launching the racing game. You can have, we'll be selling NFT spots that hold the ads in different places around the track. So, for example, maybe spot number 1 might have 20 different people that are sharing that spot equally over time. And the less people that are in it, the more exposure each person gets. But it just depends upon how many, we're talking about various things like that. That's not set in stone. The fact that we're going to be doing ads is set in stone. We're not going to be too littered with ads, but at the same time, this is an opportunity to get other Cardano-based projects or racing-based projects or other companies around the world projects that want exposure to our gamer base as that grows over time. Obviously, we'll be offering deals right now because there's less data on how many players we'll have, but that will change over time on the ad costs. So starting up, early starters get better deals. So anyway, if you are watching this, reach out to us. Acceptance criteria for Solace. We started on that today. Rob, any comments there?
Yeah, we've been heavily building Solace, obviously. So we concentrated on the deliverables for the racing game. And now we're down to the final touches of what we want Solace to look like for that first season, for the actual MVP. Because we've got a million ideas of what Solace will turn into, but obviously we need a starting point. So I'm really pleased with what we call MVP, which will be the basic gameplay that we've decided. There's going to be lots of things to do. There's lots of exploring. There'll be NPCs to talk to. There'll be tasks. There'll be gathering. There will be, well, I don't know how much we should say.
Yeah. Well, we've talked a good amount of, various things like even chopping down a tree to gather resources.
Yep.
That is going to have a bar and mechanics for how you're chopping that makes it more realistic and fun. And there's an element of skill involved in just something as simple as cutting down a tree. We've also talked about having a fishing game, an element. We're both there's a lot of fishermen at the and women at Cornucopias. Well, I don't know about both, but we've got a good amount of us that really want fishing in the game. And so, you've started the planning on that. We've got a good chunk of that knocked out this morning as well. And I think that's going to be very exciting. But, very MVP stages of that will just be simple
It
fishing.
fits in well with the law as well. That I know we haven't explained that yet, but we will explain that more as it goes on. But the Cornucopias will evolve over time. It's world building. It will start off basic, and it'll get more and more advanced over the season. So the gameplay will fit in really quite nicely with that.
Yeah, completely agree. It's gonna be it's gonna be so fun. Like I can iterate on the fishing game for quite a while. That's just going to be an amazing thing that you get to do inside Cornucopias, which is interesting because so many things that we're doing end up being, these mini games can end up being a lot more than just a mini game in some cases.
We don't want to spoil it too much, but yeah.
We'll see what happens. So
it's the year of the corn.
it is the year of the corn. And this could be presenting some interesting things for us to showcase at CNFTCon. This year, we'll see.
You are in a leaky mood.
Well, I'm not saying that's what's going to get leaked, but everything that's in the acceptance criteria is an option. Everything in Solace is an option of what we might show. So,
but what we can say is CNFTCon this year is going to be on fire. We introduced racing last year. This year we'll introduce something new, and I can't wait.
Me either. It's going to be fun. Okay. Anything else on fishing you want to cover?
There is so much. I mean, the fishing has been planned down to the controllers. I've got my controllers in front of me. We're experimenting with different ways of playing. I mean, it's.
Yeah, it's more like now.
We'll show in the future. I mean, we have to plan this in advance because it takes so long to build, and it's an entire ecosystem. We've got the entire metaverse. We've got the racing ecosystem. We're going to have other systems in there. They're going to start off primitive, and they will build up.
Yeah, you know what? This is important to point out to our community, that we know that you guys are so eagerly awaiting certain things within our game and the ability to do certain things and play the game and get in the world and all this stuff. I want you guys to know that we're right there with you. So we start with vision casting, and Rob and I, or other team members, whatever, it's typically Rob and I, we'll sit there and ideate on a certain thing that we want to be in a game. And that's so much fun for us. We'll bounce often back and forth with each other, and we'll come up with all of these different creative ideas on what we want to do. Then we got to take that and go to the team and the developers, technical director, Jim and David, and say, hey, okay, how doable is this? And then we have to explain to them, hold on, we're not expecting this all at once, right at first. This is the vision for the whole thing, and we just let them know that there's going to be a small piece at the front. But then we decide on, what is the MVP going to look like? What is that first thing that we release going to look like? And then Rob and I, we just have to wait. We wait and we wait and we wait, because the reality is all of these things take time. But we're right there with you guys, is what I'm saying, and waiting. We're just can't. I can't wait for so many of these things to come out. It's exciting. But yeah. Okay, well, that brings us to our questions. Rob, you have some questions for me?
Yeah, from public questions from Discord.
Yeah.
So, Empire from the Knights Guild, she has a lot of questions. I mean, anybody could ask questions, but the same people keep coming up, which is great. She was wondering if there's any word about the CNFTCon event in the UK this year, so that they can start planning.
In the UK,
in the UK, yeah, you were listening very well.
I am aware of the US one. I'm not. I didn't realize they were trying to make CNFTCon in the UK as well.
Well, I know that at the end of the last event, Marco said he was going to host a number of events leading up to CNFTCon. I think he was going to call it the Road to CNFTCon.
Yes.
I think they were definitely going to be Twitter Spaces, but he did kind of hint that they might be physical meetups.
Okay.
But that's as far as I know. we there's nobody's contacted us about anything like that. But should one be local, yeah, we'll be all over it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the UK CNFTCon. I will say that we are definitely going to be at the US CNFTCon.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, you can count on that for the US, but that one letter difference with a K versus an S makes a big difference in what I can reveal there. But okay, what else? What's next?
Yeah, Young Botch 86858, another one from last week. Has there been any decision on tokenomics for the racing game, like if there will be rewards and incentives for winning or placing fast times? Good question.
Yes, there's been decisions on rewards for a racing game, and yes, there will be rewards and incentives for fast times, et cetera. Is it 100% planned out and approved? No, but it's definitely had some extensive planning. Rob's gone through a good amount of that already, presented it to us. We gave feedback. We've improved it a little bit and refined it a little bit, but we still haven't fully landed on the exact final outcome. Basically, it is back to that previous point. All of this planning and ideation, we think everything through, and then you have to go, okay, well, what's reasonable to start with, and then get more information and see how that's going with people and testing and various things like that, and grow it from there. But having a good general idea and really thinking through things as best you can is incredibly important. Yeah, that's the answer to that.
There's definitely going to be a season event and probably a season cup as well. So there'll be everybody against everybody for the entire season, but we're also going to put events within that as well. We'll probably have partner events. Might not necessarily be for the first season, but as the development grows, there's going to be custom events. There's going to be so many different types of events and ongoing entries and cups and tournaments that, that whole esports league is going to be, it's going to be on fire. There's going to be that many options for racing.
Yeah.
And some of those rewards we will give, some of them.
And we will be testing within 2 weeks internally.
Yes.
Which is exciting. Yeah. So very soon you guys might see a race. We'll see. But, okay, any final questions?
There's one more from Tizzy Bear. He wants to know, when are we going to hear about the law and see what these architects are up to?
Thank you, Tizzy Bear, for the question. Good question. The lore, all of the questions are good. We thank you all for them. The lore, so just again, fully, it's pretty much fully planned out and written in outline form, as like a paper. And the story is remarkable. I love the story. It's a great story overall. What we're going to do is gradually release that in the form of cinematics that relate to and utilize certain elements of the game art and programming that we've already had to put together. So building the game will enable us to create these cinematics in a way that it doesn't divert much from our resources, that will allow us to then reveal the lore over time in a way that is very compelling with video. And along with that video, as we release certain pieces, we'll also include literature for people to explore and read about. But once the final, has been released, we'll have a full story on our wiki, as well as other mediums that I can't really announce just yet. It is time for our leaks to be presented. There we go. So that's the COPICafe vehicle wrap, but things have happened to that wrap. So general wear and tear. There's, things that happen with weather, things that happen with driving it over a long period of time that's going to change the look and feel of the vehicle. This is, in my opinion, this is one element that's so important with a game, which is just those last details, those refinements that make it that much more unique and special over time. And
Yeah,
honestly, I kind of like
if we look at
the
if we look
vehicle
at the
with
before
wear
and
on.
after, I mean, this is a vehicle that's had some wear and tear, not much, but it's had some.
Yeah,
This will have a lot more wear and tear in the future, and there'll be
yeah,
dents, there'll be
dents and
scratches, there'll be
wreckage.
bits falling off. So yeah, this is just an early leak.
And there will be needs for you to repair your vehicle in the shop.
Hmm. Yeah, if you break it, you better fix it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fix it. Yeah, so things of that nature are gonna occur to make the gaming that much more interesting. So anyway, I love that COPICafe vehicle. I think we're both gonna have to have one of those for sure,
That's a good name for a show. That.
and race them, and race them. Good luck to you, Rob. That's all I have to say.
I might retire early. Want to know?
I'm just gonna program a bot.
I think you'll need it, because I win racing games against you, Charles. I win poker games.
Okay, we haven't talked about this, but I was on the worst computer there with laggy issues. I'm not gonna make any excuses. You won.
Yeah.
You won. And I was talking to Charles the entire time while we were racing.
And I'd never finished the game before. I was just sat there just chilling.
To be honest, though, if you can't show me the final results on a leaderboard, I can't verify that it's true.
It never
it's
happened.
Just a story.
Yeah. If only there was like footage on 300 YouTube channels and phones and stuff like that. It's like it never happened.
I didn't see the final results. I mean, we don't really know. We don't really know for sure.
Well, I'll take up your challenge. We can have a rematch at CNFT Con, and
I mean, you're due for a pool rematch too. You do recall that you thought you were going to smash me in pool, and then we ended up with a tie score. Remember that?
Was that 4-all? Yeah, we can continue that one as well.
You remember the score exactly?
Of course
yeah.
I do. Yeah,
it was 4-all. All right, we love competing. We love games. And this was another episode of COPICafe. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there with us. We have actually done a lot of planning around COPICafe this week, just trying to improve our pre-production. Because I'll tell you what, our pre-production is pretty sad. Rob and I get together about 10 minutes before we start, and we say, all right, what are we going to talk about? And then we go. And that's okay. And that's why we wanted to keep it casual and talk about what are you drinking and stuff like that, so we can make it easy for us to duplicate and continue and remain consistent with. But at the same time, you guys are wanting more quality. Our team is able to do some pre-production for us, and they've stepped up to the plate. And so we're just going to improve these a little bit over time. But we're looking at adding special guests on a regular basis, also having industry topics on a regular basis. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend and week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.